Hey guys, what's up? It's Jay. We're back in the shop and we are going to start a series today called Keys to the Shop. And what that's going to entail is we've had the shop up and running for about 8 months, and I just wanted to talk about the different systems I built, how they're working out for me, and give you guys a little dive into the workflow and some things that I really enjoyed. I think the hardest part of all this was imagining my workflow as I was building the shop out. Some things have worked great, some things not so great, but we're going to break it down and talk about some of the different systems I've built and how they're working out. We'll give you tips to help you guys build them and just get your shop organized, and hopefully these systems will work for you as well. So without any further ado, let's get to it. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is my bin storage and how we did it. So these Stanley bins you can find at your local box store. I believe we might be able to find them on Amazon as well. And if I can, I'm going to put the affiliate links in the description below so you guys can pick these up. If not, definitely at a box store. These ones specifically because they have a ridge right here on the edge, and it's a straight ridge, and that's important to this system, the way I made it work. So look for these bins specifically with that straight ridge running down it right here, and we'll tell you why in just a second. All right, guys, so the system is fairly easy to put together. When you build your cabinet, I just lined this with the same Luan that I did on the walls. It's just 2x4s, some Luan on the sides, and then there's subsequent framing behind the Luan to hold up the cleats. So you just need either some 3/4 stock, 1x material, or you can use 3/4 plywood. I used 3/4 plywood because I had a ton of it with building the cabinet tops. And then you're going to want to screw in the plywood cleats. What I did is I ran a level across here to make sure they were level side to side. And then when you screw the cleats on, little torpedo level, set that on the cleat, screw it in, and then the little ridge that we talked about on the bins rides on this cleat. And it's way cheaper and easier than drawer glides. You could probably rig up something with a drawer glide, but I feel like the bins have that little lip on them, and the cleats support that lip. You just have to make sure your measurement is correct for the bin. You don't want to be too wide or it's going to get wonky. So you want it to be fairly tight. Another little tip you can do is raid your wife's old candles and just get yourself some wax and a handy torch. And melt a little wax. Drip it on your cleats. So my drawer was full of heavy stuff and I was too lazy to empty it. So you could also wax the bottom of the drawer, which I did when I first built it. But yeah, just drip a little wax on your cleats and on the bottom support for the drawer. And the bottom support for the drawer is the same thing. I just used some plywood rips to lift it off the floor so it wouldn't drag on the floor. I got a little bit of clearance because this drawer is pretty heavy. And for the drawer, I just built a plywood box. Glued it, and I believe I just used finish nails, and it's holding together really well, and there is quite a bit of weight in here. So we'll put that back in, give it a few goes on the wax to spread the wax out, and you'll get sort of a little coating on the drawer and the slides. Now this drawer again is really super heavy, but it gives it enough that you can slide it in and out. So like I said, you can put a little wax on the cleats for the bins. I have found that isn't super necessary because the bins are pretty smooth plastic and they seem to glide fairly well. I do have quite a bit of weight in them. I liked to use for screwing the cleats on, since, I have framing behind it, so it really doesn't matter too much on the length depending on what kind of support you have behind the cleat. But I like these exterior screws because they have a star head. I hate using Phillips if I can avoid it. Or if you have any of these laying around for backer board, these screws work great as well. Just make sure you countersink them a little bit into your plywood. so your bins don't get caught up on the screw head. That is pretty much the bin storage system. It's worked out really well. I think the hardest part, again, was sort of visualizing my workflow. The bin storage has been awesome. I use it almost every time I'm in the shop, and it's been really handy. I keep finish nails in there, screws, some of my ring making supplies. And the bins, you know, they're compartmentalized so you can organize them any way you want. Put whatever you like in them, and they're fairly inexpensive. And if the bins ever break, you just replace one, and then you don't have to replace something that's a permanent drawer. So I really love the system, and hopefully that will help you guys get more organized in your shop. All right, guys, well, that is our bin organization section, cabinet, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys found that useful. And for our next episode, we're going to talk about our sandpaper storage, so look for that in an upcoming episode. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe below, smash that like button, use our affiliate links if you're going to do any shopping on Amazon. That helps support our channel. So to all our new subscribers, I'd like to say thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Always create, guys. And as you know, a lot of work went into it, and you guys have been responding to the video. Nope. Does this apron make me look fat?